Oh, I don't want this to be a first impressions review. I just want to go back home, chuck a load of kit in my panniers and then just bugger off. All I can tell you, sitting in my position on this bike, that's a game changer. That is a game changer. Welcome to BMW Alan Jeffries in Shipley, and today on Gear Talk we are reviewing this. It's the 2021 BMW R1250RT. Say that you shouldn't meet your heroes, and I have to admit over the years I have been a bit of a fanboy for this style of bike, and I am genuinely excited to take it out for a test ride. So if you're interested in this, I'm going to give you my first impressions review. Welcome to Gear Talk. Let's start her up. Keyless ignition. I've got the key in my pocket. Look at the display. How amazing bikes have advanced in such a short period. Let's fire her up. Oh, she sounds throaty. Right, so here we go on the R1250RT, brand new for 2021, and in many respects it's quite a familiar feeling. The handlebars are in a nice sort of relaxed wide position, but they're lower than what I expected. Now the seat is adjustable. This is a standard seat on its lowest setting. I'm 5'8" with a 32-inch inseam, and I can pretty much get my feet flat on the floor. On a bike of this weight, that's pretty useful. What surprised me is that when you actually get your feet up onto the pegs, it's more of a sports tourer position. Not sports bike, but sports tourer. And I've got a sneaky suspicion that that is really what this bike is all about. Those brakes are amazing. The size of it, when you first see it, you think, yeah, okay, that's big. But within 10 minutes, it's like the bike's just been shrink wrapped. It's disappeared. It's a very relaxing place to be. There's a lovely note from that exhaust as well. It's kind of like a deep thrum. And with the new 1250 engine, the shift cam engine, all the power all the time. Which is not to say that the 1200 is a bad engine, but this is just it's the next generation. Nice and flickable. It feels very light on its feet. I looked at the mirrors naturally, they were in the right place. I can see really clearly behind me. I can barely see the edges of my elbows, but what I've got is a nice visual of the panniers, so I know that they're still on, which is a bonus. Mirrors are great. Now, compared to the GSA, it feels, or it looks like a more, what's the word, luxurious, premium, I don't know, you decide. But oh, hill control, that's good. So effectively you pull the handle in hard and it applies the brake, so you can't go anywhere. I'm trying to rock it forwards and backwards. Engage gear, give it some revs and it sets off again. Or you can pull in the brake lever again and it releases the brake. That's quite nice. It's quite a compliant suspension. It doesn't feel hard, it doesn't feel crashy. You've got the tele lever at the front and you've got the power lever at the back, and of course the tele lever does an amazing job of fork dive, preventing fork dive. I mean, some people don't like that. Some people say you don't feel as connected to what's going on the road. I actually quite like it. Keyless ignition, which to me is brilliant. The key's in my pocket, you push the button, you start and you go. It also works on the petrol tank as well. No need for a key on that. Everything about it just feels connected. It almost feels like it's just one complete bit, not a series of bits that have been bolted together. It's uncanny. Quick Shift Assist Pro. So you've got a quick shifter, which is up and down, obviously, and you've got an which comes with an auto blipper when you go down the box. I love that. I think that's one of the best inventions of modern bikes. It makes for a nice relaxing ride if you want it, but it also makes for a sporty ride if you want that as well. I've just gone from first to second with the quick shifter, and it was smooth as you like. I really expected it to be a bit of a clunk, because it's not easy going from first through neutral into second. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, they're usually pretty good anyway on the BMWs. Oh, fourth to fifth, 50 miles an hour at about just under 3,000 revs, and changing gear with the quick shifter was just like clicking a light switch. It was that unnoticeable almost. Oh, I don't want this to be a first impressions review. I just want to go back home, chuck a load of kit in my panniers, and then just bugger off. Oh, that's half an hour. Half an hour, and I like it a lot. What a beautiful piece of kit. Right, so we're at motorway speeds now. Let's see what it's like with this screen up a little bit. And there, all of a sudden, the noise has disappeared from my helmet. What I'm looking at, my eye line is just above the dip in the screen, but everything's just gone nice and quiet. Interestingly though, what I have got is there seems to be like a vortex that's just whipping around my back. It's a good job that that display is so big, because this bike is deceptively quick. What temperature is it? It's a beautiful 11 degrees. Temperature wise, I could ride like this all day long. Yes, we know it's got heated grips and we know it's got a heated seat, but in this weather, in these temperatures, with this kind of wind protection anyway, I don't need it. What do you think so far? Drop us a comment. Have you got one? Have you got the R1250? Have you got the R1200? Do you think there's any difference? I don't know. I can't vouch for that, because unfortunately I've never ridden the 1200. But if this is anything to go by, and in typical BMW fashion, what they tend to do, a little bit like Porsche, ironically talking about Porsche, a lot of it is evolution rather than revolution. If this is anything to go by, then the 1200 must have been a pretty damn good bike anyway. Well, it must have been, because servicemen wouldn't use them otherwise, would they? Let's take her onto her what will be her natural habitat anyway. Do you want to come with me? Come on then, let's have a go. Let's pretend we're going on tour somewhere. Right, motorways. Let's put that screen up. Oh, did you feel that? Did you see that? The car pulled in front. The radar active cruise control did its job. I never touched the brake. It slowed down. The minute that that car got in front of us, it slowed down to keep that distance away from it. Let's see if we can adjust the distance. That's the furthest. Yeah, so this is the mid setting, which allows me to get closer to the vehicle, which is, I feel, borderline safe. This is the closest it will allow me to get to a vehicle. So between second and first position, there's not a lot of difference. So that's first, that's third. I'm not touching the accelerator, I'm not touching the brake. Yeah, the difference between first, second and third is negligible. But what a clever system. What a clever system. Right, so 67, 68 miles an hour. I'm going to indicate to pull out. The bike has sped up. The car's pulled out in front of me. The bike has slowed down. And again, I'm not touching the accelerator, not touching the brake. God almighty, BMW. Bloody hell, BMW, you have created witchcraft. I don't know how you've done it, but that is a bloody good system. A bloody good system. Wow. I'm not going to say any more about that. I'm going to leave that to you to decide whether that's the kind of system that you want. All I can tell you, sitting in my position on this bike, that's a game changer. That is a game changer. Bearing in mind, I haven't been on the motorway that long. This is a 1250cc engine, 53.2 miles to the gallon. Everything was reset just before I set off on the bike. 53.2 miles to the gallon. Oh, well done. And that's a good horn as well. Not your typical motorbike, meep meep. Cruise control deactivated at 20 miles an hour. You learn something every day. Every day's a school day. So, here she is. The R1250RT. I actually think it's pretty damn handsome. The older version, the previous generation, was quite bulbous on the front, and you know, to me, it basically had the face that only a mother could love. This one, I think it's better. It's less rounded, and because it's less rounded, it doesn't have that sort of big face. You know what I mean? It's a technical term. We all know that. So looking at it, you've got these wonderful daylight running lights. I really like that. That is so cool. Not intrusive, but very standoutish. I'm guessing if you're in a car or a vehicle in front and you look behind you see those, they're going to be, yeah, you know it's going to be there. Spotlights at the front as per. Telelever suspension. Good old BMW telelever suspension and power lever at the back. Telelever really helps with that fork dive, and it's quite a heavy bike as well, so you want that. That kind of installs you with some confidence. The radar is sighted in the front. That's for the active cruise control, and what that does is it sends out the beams to work its wizardry and its witchcraft. Screen fully adjustable, as we mentioned, fully electric. Aerodynamics, it's a deceiving bike because it looks huge, but if you took all that fairing away, my guess is it wouldn't be a big bike. So please don't be put off by the size of it, because once you get on it, it's not. BMW branded calipers. I presume they're the Hayes calipers, but not really had any problems, or certainly nothing derogatory about those, and BMW are obviously happy with them, otherwise they wouldn't keep them. Massive discs at the front, twin discs obviously. I'll put the size on the screen for those of you that are interested. There's that wonderful 1250cc boxer engine with the shift cam, and as most of you will know by now, that's the clear definition that it is the shift cam. From a side-on point of view, yeah, it's a nice place to be. Definitely enough room for two people. Plenty of room, certainly for the rider. And the pillion seat, well, that's just enormous, isn't it? That really is enormous. Centre stand as usual. Great chrome exhaust, but that is part and parcel of the LE package. And for those of you that are interested, yes, you can fit a helmet in there. I've got a full face helmet, which is a HJC RPHA 90, and it's got a Drift Ghost camera on one side, and it's got a Cardo Pactorx Slim on the other side. Didn't have to take anything off, but the helmet still fit in there. Just at the side as well, you've got this lovely little chrome effect trim. I guess it's chrome effect, I'm not sure whether it is chrome or not. Chrome effect trim, again, that's part and parcel of the bike. LED lights at the back, which is absolutely wonderful. Nice chunky tyres as well. You've got 120/70 17s at the front, 180/55 17s at the rear. So quite certain you could put a top box on there. You just need a specific mounting plate for your top box. Afternoon, fellas. For your pillion point of view as well, massive grab handles, and just look at the size of that seat. Paintwork, 4 separate paint schemes for this year. I'll put those onto the screen now. Your rear seat for your passenger is heated in 2 positions, but that button is just for the rear seat, not for the front seat. The front seat is operated through the electronics with the dedicated button, which on this bike I think it's the number 2. So all in all, yeah, I think it's quite handsome. Certainly compared to the previous generation, I think it's quite handsome. I've got a feeling that this is going to be a big seller for BMW because it looks better than the last one, but also because of the advancements of the technology, and in particular that radar, the ACC, the active cruise control. For me, and I've said this before, it's a game changer, no doubt about that. It's an expensive bike, but in my humble opinion, you're getting an awful lot of bike for the money. Alright, enough of the rambling. I've got to get her back. Let's jump back on it. I'm going to miss it. I don't want to take it back. Isn't that silly? I want to say a huge thanks as well to Alan Jeffries at Shipley for providing us with this bike to do a review on. And I'm also really sorry for bringing the bike back late, but I couldn't help it. It's been just such a pleasure to take it out. I don't want to give it back. Please, please, please see if you can arrange it for us so that we can have it as a bit of a long-termer, so that we can go on a tour on it, because I genuinely feel that I've only just scratched the surface and there's so much more in there. I hope you've really enjoyed the video. If you have, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and share it with your friends. And also, if you've got any comments, if there's anything that you feel as though we missed out on this video, or if there's anything that you'd like to know more about the bike, feel free to drop those comments in the comments section below. And if we can't answer your questions, perhaps there's somebody else out there that might be able to do that. Alright, thanks for taking the time to watch. We'll see you on the next one. Ta-da!